Hey y'all, want to come on real quick. Got a perspective for y'all today, to put something on your mind to think about. I was sitting here thinking about, you know, what what is the reason, the women really had to kind of go underground. What was the beginning of that? And we all know that, if you look at any of my Bible studies or my content, that I speak to the fallen angels. I speak a lot to the apocryphic or pseudepigrapha text, and that in itself is, part of the reason of the fall, where the angels decided to descend upon Mount Hermon and incarnate and come and mingle with the women and have children. That is the condemnation. That was the charge that God held them accountable to, and that's what got them punished. Does not speak to anything really outside of that, but it does speak to they lusted after the women. I want to go into detail with you on that because I was thinking, I'm in my car, I'm waiting on some things, but I was sitting here thinking about that, and I want to read something to you, and just to give you something to marinate on, add perspective to it. The book of Enoch, chapter 15, it says here, verse 2, and go say to the watchers of heaven who have, hold on, my babies, go sit. Go say to the watchers of heaven who have sent thee to intercede for them. You should intercede for men, and men not for you. Wherefore have ye left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons. And though ye were holy, spiritual, living the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh, and as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also who do die and perish. Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them and beget children by them, that thus nothing might be wanting to them on earth. That was of the children of men. But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives for you, for as for the spiritual ones of heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits of flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they were born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. Okay, we're not going to go any deeper than that, but that lets you know. Okay, so God is saying to them, you can no longer go before me. That was the punishment. Number one, you will not come before me. You are beneath me at this point. I'm so disappointed in you. You are bound to the earth. You cannot go back home. You are bound to the earth, and you cannot petition me. You cannot hold anybody in condemnation. The only way you can condemn someone is if you go through a mortal person that is in alignment with my word, and that I deem as righteous, that I will hear on your behalf. Okay? So because of this, they fell. They fell in the hierarchy of things. Now, man of flesh and blood can go and speak to God on their behalf, whereas they were the ones that would speak to God on our behalf. It's been mirrored. Okay? Everything's been flipped. So they're bound here. They cannot go back home. ET phone home, that kind of thing, they can't go back home. And because also they chose to lust after the women of the earth and impregnate them and create giants, which are evil spirits, God condemned them as evil. Now they have been turned from the women. God said, you cannot have wives. He said, you weren't supposed to have wives in the beginning, but I'm going to turn you. You will not have wives. You will not be able to, I will turn your spirit from lusting from these women, which was your original sin. So because of the punishment, now they don't have wives that they can go into. They have to find another form of satisfaction. And see, all of these things opened up enough stuff on this earth. It opened everything up. Everything that they taught these children, the lust that they taught the women corrupted the integrity of the women. the women that were righteous now knew how to manipulate. The women that were righteous now knew how to go unto people, and you had prostitution. You had all types of things going on that were not happening before the fall. Okay? Also, so I just spoke to you about how they came in unto the women, and God turned them. Because that was the original sin, was the lust of the women. God turned them. They no longer lust women. They do still have sexual desires, but they got to get them fulfilled with another person. And this is what opened up a lot of different things going on here. Also, the women. So the women were the first ones to learn the knowledge from the watchers. Your shamans, all of your shamans, all your spiritual people of power of old were all women. You had to go to the women to get blessings. When you look at oh shoot, I forgot. I can't think about it. When you look at anyway, all of your goddesses, all of the spiritual knowledge was given to the women first. All of it. So they severed that. He said, nope, that's gonna shut down too. The woman was punished. She did not lose the knowledge. You can't unlearn something. We know this by way of the flood. Look at what happened with the flood. The God flooded the world, left only Noah and his descendants, and then look at the world now. You can't unknow something. From these children and their traumatic experiences on the ark, the first thing that they do in rebuilding is try to safeguard it from happening again. That's one analogy of the Tower of Babel. That's not even just the children trying to safeguard it again. That's both the children and the children, the Nephilim of the fallen angels. Everybody is saying, okay, we got to do something just in case. Because this was beyond tragic. But yet the women had the knowledge. So the women never lost the knowledge. It's just that the women had no power to utilize it. The women were subjected to the men. They fell in rank also. So the fallen angels fall in rank, and the women fall in rank. And so now she is subject. She is lowered in rank. She has no she still has authority as an individual, but not like she did before. She has to hide it. You see this all over the world. You see this in the Middle East with people covering their faces. You see this all over the planet. She fell. She had to go underground. She still has the knowledge. She still has the faculty. It's in her DNA. All of these things are still within her. They just lay dormant. Or she has to use them in very subtle ways. I just wanted to come on today with that. These are all perspectives of mine. I don't come on for the aesthetics, y'all. I don't. You can find that anywhere on social media, but you won't. Don't let this page be a page for the aesthetics. It's content. It's quality and content over here. I'm a thinker, and I look to expound upon perspectives to other thinkers. Okay, so please, if you like, I had someone comment on one of my videos saying that the angels were not the ones that fell, and I was like, well, no, that's not true, and I didn't really want to get too deep into the comments, but yes, the angels were the ones that fell, friend. The angels were. We can go back to the book of Enoch, chapter 6, verse 2. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. Okay? And then it speaks to what Semjaza had told them, because it seems like Semjaza was the one that came up with the idea to come. But what I want to tell you is that the angels, these group of 200, had already been here. This place was popping. Come on, baby. My little doggy. This place was popping with activity from other realms. And so when God closed down the portals, they had to come up with a new way of getting the energy. These are ethereal beings, high energy beings. So when you look at these obelisks, when you look at the different pyramid structures all over the world, especially in Egypt, these are portals. These are places where they had water underneath them, and they used certain gases. They were like spiritual engines that propelled one to another space ethereally and allow one to come into this space. These are the sciences that they had to default to after getting shut down. So Semjaza and the 200 was the second round of them. There was a round that came first. Azazel was the first one to come. But Azazel, when he gave the enlightenment, it didn't turn everything like it did when all the 200 came. It's kind of like somebody getting wind of something and seeing someone be successful, and they say, oh, I'm gonna go do that too, and then everybody just goes and rushes and does it, and now it's overdone and corrupted. This is exactly what happened with these 200. These are all in my opinions, and I'd love for you to expound upon your opinions and use this as a catalyst to do so. Those 200 that came and migrated on Mount Hermon were 200 that had gotten wind of what Azazel had done and seen and heard of his success, and they said, oh, we're out of here, we're about to go do this too. We can go and be as gods in the earth. We can go get us a bunch of women and impregnate them and create our own bloodlines. It's very interesting. Thought-provoking. I'm here to provoke thought. Nothing but thought. I'm not here to provoke nothing else but some thought. Please, till this in your mind and comment. Let us listen to know how you think. We're loved more than we'll ever know. Peace and love.